Now 8 games into the season, they're yet to concede a goal from open play. Today's visitors, Birmingham, are on a good little run themselves. They've won 3 of the last 4. They sit in 12th, even at this early stage of the campaign. Gary Gillespie is alongside me this afternoon. Gary, a tough day in prospect with Birmingham looking set to really come and defend.
Yeah, I think so. I think what they'll do, they'll get men behind the ball and ask Liverpool questions whether they can break them down or not. I think a lot of teams this season, that's exactly what they'll do when they come to Anfield.
You see Jermaine Pennant there. It wasn't his night in Porto the other night. You saw the red card coming in. Today he will want to impress against his former side. Yeah,
I think it's a big chance for him. I think he obviously did wrong during the week, and I think it's a big opportunity that Rafa's given him to put that behind him and make amends and help out his teammates. I actually thought that Benayoun might have played, but as I say, it's a big chance for Pennant.
Well, Rafa has resisted the opportunity to make wholesale changes to the side that played in Porto. Xabi Alonso and Dani Agger are out till next month, so there are just 2 changes to the side. Andre Voronin replaces Fernando Torres, and John Arnorisa is in for Steve Finnan.
Yeah, I think the big question you would like to say would be the front 2. I think when you look at Kaut and Voronin, I think very similar sort of players, both like to come short for the ball, so it'll be questionable who will be the one to like to get forward and maybe get beyond the front 2, whether that be Gerrard and maybe Babel and maybe even Pennant himself. So I think big questions being asked from the midfield here. Steve
Bruce has gone for strength in midfield, but admits it's a major gamble today. He's given debuts in midfield to the Honduran Wilson Palacios and the Spaniard Borja Urbina. Cameron Jerome is the man who will plough a lone furrow up front, and we are just about ready to get underway. Lee Mason from Lancashire is our referee. Liverpool unbeaten, but have been knocked off the top of the pile in the Premiership table. 2 points off the pace. Now Birmingham City stand in their way at Anfield on a 3 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday, which is pretty unusual these days, Gary.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often. I think that obviously the demand that Liverpool have, like on television, like companies, it's very seldom you actually see Liverpool play on a Saturday. So something nice, I'm sure, for the Liverpool fans.
What a gamble by Steve Bruce. Let's be honest, the Honduran Wilson Palacios is probably unknown everywhere outside Honduras. Borja Urbina, who also plays in midfield, is also a gamble as well. And to have both of them making debuts at Anfield is, Steve Bruce has just thrown one in, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know an awful lot about them. Urbina, I think, on loan from Celta Vigo, I think from the Spanish league. So he hasn't figured, or either haven't figured an awful lot this season so far. So as you rightly say, it's a big ask for them to come here and put a performance on, certainly in such a cauldron like Anfield is.
They have played 4-4-2 most of the campaign, but today Cameron Jerome's up front on his own.
I think what will happen is I think they'll pack the midfield. I think Capo will have the responsibility to go and help Jerome at any opportunity. But he's plenty of pace, Jerome, up front, and Liverpool centre-backs certainly have to be on their guard.
Well, Liverpool have the ball here with Jermaine Pennant. The switch is towards John Arnorisa, returning to the side at left-back today. Alvaro Arbeloa switches over to right-back with Steve Finnan on the bench. He did have that knee problem, remember, for the Republic of Ireland, so chance to just maybe get that a little better. There was a League Cup tie in midweek, remember, against Reading as well. Here's Mascherano. You expect Birmingham to hustle and to battle. That is symptomatic of Steve Bruce's teams. Steven Gerrard, who has been criticised for being quiet in midweek, well, he still nearly set up a winner for Liverpool late doors. Here's Ryan Babel. Risa, that's nice. And this is Babel, and Risa goes for the return, and Voronin waits. Risa right across goal. It was an early opportunity for Liverpool, and John Arnorisa wasn't far away.
Well, it's great build-up play down the left-hand side between the 2 left-hand-sided players like Babel and John Arnorisa. John Arnorisa again getting forward at every opportunity. Good low cross in there. Just not enough red jerseys in the 6-yard box to take advantage of it.
You certainly wouldn't be critical of Alvaro Arbeloa because he's fitted into this side really well, but 2 natural left-footers on that side today will help.
Yeah, I think so. I think I would certainly prefer Arbeloa as a right-back. I think when he's playing left-back, I think he's a little bit limited when he goes forward. Certainly defensively very, very sound, but I think it gives him better opportunities to get down on the right-hand side and use his favoured right foot more when he plays right-back.
Alvaro Arbeloa actually played as a centre-half in Spain for Deportivo La Coruña, and he could be called upon to do so again with Daniel Agger out for the next 6 weeks. Liverpool just with Sami Hyypiä and Jamie Carragher there. And of course the failure to sign Gabriel Heinze could be costly now.
Well, I think we said at the beginning of the season that Liverpool, if they were short in any department, it might be the centre-back department. And you know, with obviously Daniel Agger picking up that broken metatarsal, it certainly put Liverpool a little bit behind the black ball.
It's been a decent enough start for Liverpool. They are on the front foot from the first whistle here. They have a throw. Here is Pennant. He's back towards Arbeloa. Just got a little touch off Olivier Capot. Arbeloa, so versatile. Rarely puts a foot wrong. Jamie Carragher. Gerrard offers himself short. Here is Sami Huppi though. That's nice. This is Ryan Babel. There's a slip by Larson who was trying to get close to him. Babel goes on his own, looks for Cowell who hits the ball and couldn't really get hold of it. It was just running away from him, and then he just stuck out a leg and there was no chance of him beating Mike Taylor.
Well, Babel has that great ability to come in off a wide position into like inside left positions. On that occasion you could see him, he's picked it up, he's ran inside. On many occasions we've seen him actually do that and fire it in with his right foot, have a rasping shot, but on that occasion he tried to play the ball to Dirk Kuyt, maybe just a little bit too close to him. Dirk Kuyt just with the right foot shot, very difficult to take it when it came so quickly to him, and in the end scuffed it and put it a little bit wide. Dirk
Kuyt's goal in Porto in midweek was probably at a time when Liverpool were at their poorest in the game and really was absolutely vital. This is Mehdi Nafti. That's Boya. Now Sebastian Larsson. That's nice. That's Nafti, the Tunisian. Larsson, the Swede. It's opening up a little here for Birmingham City. Olivier Capot, who has a great left foot on him. He's already scored a wonder goal at Chelsea this season. Liverpool break it down. Gerrard. Here he got across well in those garishly coloured boots, I think we'd describe them as.
Seem very popular these days, don't they, colourful boots?
You're not one of those pros who says never in my day.
Well, I would certainly never have worn them. You've got to be a good player to wear boots like that.
Arbeloa back towards his goalkeeper. Pepe Reina made a vital early save in that game in midweek, as he seems to in most Liverpool games, it has to be said. Little high for Dirk Kuyt. That's Mehdi Nafti. Palacios. On here towards Stephen Kelly. Steady play from Birmingham City. Here's Liam Ridgewell. Frank Kadroun. Liverpool will get the throw. The ball was already out when the vastly experienced Olivier Capot managed to try and turn away from Alvaro Arbeloa. He has some resume, Olivier Capot. He's 27 on Thursday and already he's played for the likes of Juve, Monaco, Auxerre and Levante. He's been around, never really settled. French international, could play up front or in midfield, and he has one heck of a left foot on him, I think is the way to describe it. That's Palacios' ball, which is a little heavy for Olivier Capot. Do you think it means the same, Gary, when players find out they're making the debut at Anfield for the new club? Even with these foreigners these days?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest. I mean, it's a fantastic arena to play football at any stage of your career, and you know, making your debut, I suppose it's something that will always stick in your mind. So I suppose in that respect, it is like a fantastic place to do it.
It's away by Mike Taylor. Liverpool will have a throw. Started the season as second choice, Mike Taylor, to Colin Doyle, who, in fairness to the young Irishman, had a bit of a torrid one at Chelsea.
Well, it's not the only goalkeeper that's had a torrid time at Chelsea.
Steve McLaren and family, the England coach, is here today. We'll be happy to see Steven Gerrard fit and running around midfield. Much has been made of Gerrard's performances in the two England qualifiers, and there are still important qualifiers to come, of course, in the coming months. Certainly at the start of October there are two very important ones. Here's Ryan Babel. Risa. Now the passing is slick. Liverpool certainly don't look like there's a hangover from the travels in midweek. They haven't always fared that well after playing in the Champions League.
No, I think notoriously they are bad after they come back from a midweek Champions League game. I think 5 out of the 10 defeats last season were after Champions League fixtures. So it's a big ask for them. I think just looking at them though, I think the passing's a lot slicker than what it was during the week, and the movement's a lot sharper as well.
We were staggered by the start that Liverpool made in Porto. It was, well, poor to say the least. And Rafa himself has said that the first half performance was very poor. It improved. Liverpool are finding some potency here, and this is Risa. Liverpool will have the first corner here. Came off Stephen Kelly. John Risa will go and take up a position just hovering around the edge of the box for the ball that comes out. Carragher and Hopia both go forward. Ryan Babel is the man who will deliver. Have another go around.
Well, I'm not sure whether he was back 10 yards, but I think Babel's got to obviously clear that first man. I mean, he can only be about 15 yards away. He's got to make sure he gets over him.
Babel has another go and fails again.
Well, I don't know if I wouldn't particularly like that job myself, but actually getting hit in the face every time Liverpool are going to take a corner. But it was very effective for Birmingham. Stopped the ball reaching the 18-yard box, but I'm not quite sure if Larsson will be doing that again.
Here's Arbeloa. Couch touch was a little heavy. He's done well to win it back. He's left his mark on the Birmingham player as well. Alvaro Arbeloa is particularly kind to Birmingham by pulling the ball out of play. Good pro.
Well, that was very sportsmanlike. I'm not quite sure that the Liverpool fans wanted him to kick it out, but Liverpool had a chance to go on the counter-attack there after the Birmingham City player going down, and Arbeloa very sportsmanlike, just stopping and turning and kicking it out. And not quite. I think it was Ubina that went down.
Something and nothing, wasn't it, really? But he's just folding over on his knee a little bit, hasn't he? And they're the ones that can be very, very painful.
Well, Arbeloa and must be the Spanish friendship there. I think the two Spaniards realising that maybe a bit more serious than what we actually think, and maybe Arbeloa did the right thing in the end.
He folded right over on his knee, so I think they call it hyperextension of the knee, don't they, these days?
I'm glad you said that, no. But I think it's obviously a blow for the lad coming on. His first appearance here at Anfield with Bina. As I say, he hasn't figured an awful lot in Birmingham's side this season, if at all. And to after 11 minutes to go down with such an injury that might bring him off, it's certainly not ideal for him, and for Birmingham City either.
Well, it was very nice of Alvaro Arbeloa, because over on that Galician coast in Spain, Deportivo and Celta are quite big rivals and players of the two former clubs, and it just shows that sportsmanship still works in football.
I've never quite understood actually, when and it happens all the time, players going off in stretchers always hold their hands on their head. I've never quite understood that, because it's obviously his knee that is injured. But I mean, we should be laughing at the fella. I mean, he's going off with what could be a serious injury.
They always seem to have the job lot of those blankets on stretchers as well, don't they?
I've certainly been in that position many a time as well. And I did exactly the same thing. But it must be. It doesn't look as if he's going to be coming back on. So it's going to be an early change for Birmingham. I'm not quite sure how they're going to cope with that. Maybe bring on McSheffrey. But bad luck for the little Spaniard, Ubina.
Yeah, it looks like he's certainly going to be playing no further part in this game, and the substitution is made. And it just will be interesting to see the reorganisation that Birmingham City will make here. Here is the change. Gary McSheffrey is a left-sided midfielder all forward, so perhaps They might just have to reorganise a little here, Birmingham City.
I don't think there'll be any formation changes. I think they'll still play with the five in the middle of the park and the one up front. I think it'll just be a case of reorganisation in that midfield area.
Kappa will play a more central role, you think?
Yeah, probably.
There's the header by Mehdi Nafti. That's away well by Johan Joru, the young defender who's on loan from Arsenal. It was the player signed by Steve Bruce last season from Arsenal on loan that pretty much got his side up. The likes of Bentner and Muamba. Here's Pennant. Cross is very deep. Stephen Kelly has to put it behind. Third corner for Liverpool.
Well, it was a good opportunity there from Liverpool. I think if I had one criticism of Jermaine Pennant, it's his quality of crosses. He gets lots and lots of opportunities to put the ball in the box. Not always picks the right option. I think he hit it a little bit too deep, that one.
The bubble goes short and early this time, and it's not far over the top. Great hit, John Arnorisa. Had to hit it on the run and went side-footed, but wasn't far away.
Well, great innovation from Liverpool with the set plays. It's been a factor, I think, since like Rafa Benitez has come. Very difficult for Risa to take there. You could just see he wasn't trying to get any power. The power was actually on the ball that he received, just trying to guide it. Probably better for the right footer to hit that one, to let them come across the body and hit it with his right foot. But a decent effort from John Arnorisa, just shaving the top of the crossbar.
Steven Gerrard's just got a bang in the face. Won't need any treatment. He'll just rub it. There's some notes from Rafa, who will be happy to see one of the corners actually find its way into the middle of the park rather than hitting the first man.
Yeah, well, yeah, as I say, normally Liverpool set plays are very, very good.
Here's Pennant. Borrowing in weight in the middle. It's come off McSheffrey. Liverpool have it back, and here's Mascherano. No width to the right, so he goes left. Risa. Now Gerrard. Birmingham very compact in that middle third of the park. Dirk Kuyt on towards Arbeloa. Look well organised.
Yeah, I think straight away you think like the word that springs to mind is patience. I think Liverpool are going to have the majority of the possession. It's going to be difficult to break Birmingham down. I just think they've got to be a little bit patient, and the fans have got to be patient as well.
André Voronin partnering Dirk Kuyt today, and still waiting for any semblance of an opportunity. Has been a relatively quiet start to the game. Liverpool, I should expect, totally on the front foot and pushing forward at every opportunity.
I actually don't think Liverpool would mind Birmingham having a little bit of possession and maybe catch Birmingham on the counter-attack when they're a little bit vulnerable at the back.
Birmingham actually lead 3 Premiership wins to 2 against Liverpool. 2 draws last time the sides met in the league. Everyone does remember that FA Cup quarter-final game at Birmingham, though, the season before last, in which Liverpool went to Birmingham and gave them what could only be described as a real hiding.
Yeah, in the cup game it was a real thrashing, but certainly in the league games, the league fixtures, like 2 very close encounters.
Kadru. It's another throw. Came off Jermaine Pennant. I think that was one of the signings that caught my eye in the summer, that when Frank Kadru went to Birmingham from Fulham.
Yeah, I've always quite liked Kadru. I think he's obviously versatile as well, can play full-back or centre-back. You know, he first came to prominence when he was at Middlesbrough, and I thought he was a decent player, comfortable in possession. Not maybe like questions asked a little bit defensively, but overall I think he's been a decent signing for Steve Bruce and Birmingham City.
Arbeloa will take the throw. Liverpool in a defensive position need to get downfield. They will do so here with Jermaine Pennant. Just took the touch off Liam Ridgewell. Across the city from Aston Villa for £2 million. And he's already been made captain of his new club. It's not often that happens, is it, when you go to a new club and are made captain straight away?
Well, especially coming from Aston Villa going to Birmingham or vice versa. I think that is quite a strange one. He obviously must be a Blues fan or something like that from a younger age.
This is Ryan Babel for Liverpool. Ball was just behind Steven Gerrard, and it breaks towards Capo here. That's asking a lot of McSheffrey. Gave Alvaro Arbeloa the push, but Pablo was cool enough. Steady Eddie, we've christened him. Never seems to put a foot wrong.
Well, I think when you look at Steve Finnan, he can be like classed in the same kind of mould. Very, very steady player as Steve Finnan, and Arbeloa certainly in that category as well.
Probably the players that work hardest on the games, is it?
Well, I think a fullback is such an unglamorous position. It's very difficult to catch the eye. The only time you probably catch the eye is when you make a mistake, and I have to say that the two of them, Finnan and Arbeloa, certainly since their arrival at Liverpool, haven't made that many mistakes.
Still the only player to have played every minute for Liverpool this season. That's a slip by Ridgewell. This is Dirk Kuyt. The touch actually gave Ridgewell the chance to recover and get the ball away. Otherwise Liverpool were in.
Well, he had a great opportunity, Dirk Kuyt. He'd got the wrong side of Ridgewell, but it was a poor first touch. He took it into the path of Ridgewell, who was trying to get back, and had it been a little bit better, the touch, maybe just taking it slightly to his left-hand side, could have maybe just got a shot on goal, but as it was, Ridgewell got back and cleared the danger.
Looking for the eye of the needle through ball, to which Steven Gerrard had made a good run. It was well intercepted by Kelly. This is Wilson Palacios. Caught in possession, little sloppy. Voronin towards Babel. Voronin looks for the return. Ball finds its way to Dirk Kuyt. It's a good block, needed it as well.
Well, good tackle there. I think it was from Kadru. The ball falling eventually to Dirk Kuyt. It was Babel again feeding them. Just let it run across his body. Good technique, good skill. Just the Birmingham City defender just managed to get back in time, block the shot, obviously at the expense of a corner.
The message from Steve Bruce to Wilson Palacios will be: don't give the ball away in your final third at Anfield. Liverpool with another chance to take a corner and work an opening here. They have a 2-on-1, and this is Pennant. And we'll get another chance. Sebastian Larsson doing the defending again.
Well, variation again from the set play from the corners, taking shot that time between Pennant and Babel.
There is Pennant again. Pulled away by Stephen Kelly. Comes to Risa. That was a bit of a swinger.
Well, I think the crowd actually goaded him into that one. You could hear the crowd roar as soon as John Anarisa found himself at the edge of the box on his left foot. I think automatically the crowd just want him to have a shot, and maybe that was the wrong option. I think he maybe should have just get his head up a little dink back into the box, keep the pressure on Birmingham. But the fans got to John Anarisa a little bit there, and a rasping left foot shot the outside of his left foot, and there was only one outcome for that goal kick.
How aware of the crowd are you while you're out there in the heat of the action?
I think you're aware to a certain degree. I think if you're doing well and they're shouting your name, then you hear them. If you're doing badly, then you try to tend to ignore them.
It's a throw into Birmingham. Decent possession as well. Sebastian Larsson's got some work early on. There's been a good little find from Arsenal's reserves. He's making his 50th appearance today, by the way. It's easy to make 50 appearances nowadays. There's so many games, isn't there? Especially when you're outside the Premier League. Here's Pennant. On towards Steven Gerrard. There's Mascherano. Huge shout of man on from all at Anfield.
I think there's a prime example where you do hear the crowd.
They know the stuff as well, don't they, at Anfield. It's Sami Hyypiä. And he just gave Kidru a little bump. Kept his feet to himself, which is what earned him the second yellow in Oporto in midweek. It was an eventful night for Jermaine Pennant, who was booked for the second of two bad tackles and then given a red for, well, a pretty daft one later on. Played 60 games for Birmingham, by the way, in his time there. This is Mehdi Nafti. Now Kelly. This is Palacios. Olivier Capo. Not a bad ball. Jamie Carragher had to head away and Brian Babel downfield. Birmingham Mayfield, they've weathered the early Liverpool storm here, which hasn't really blown up much of a win so far.
Well, I'm sure Steve Bruce will be absolutely delighted. 23 minutes into the game, and Liverpool, few and far opportunities of goal-scoring opportunities. So I'm sure he'll be delighted with the way Birmingham have started this game. But as I say, I think it's a game of patience. It's going to be a case to try to break Birmingham down.
Steven Gerrard has taken up a much more advanced role for the time being. Cross should be the goalkeepers. He is noticeably getting more and more forward as the half goes on, Steven Gerrard. Javier Mascherano will sit and dictate things from inside the centre circle and buzzing around all day and let Gerrard make those runs. Here's Carragher. Mascherano. Now Sami Hyypiä. Well, it's a full court press from Birmingham at the moment. Mascherano will try and change the direction of the attack here, and he's not got his rangefinders on at the moment.
Well, I think that's one thing that Liverpool don't need to do. I don't think they need to try and force it. I think play short, sharp, crisp passing. I think that's the way you've got to break Birmingham down. Long balls like that are going to be always very difficult for wide players to take. There we are, the man in question, with Torres sitting on the bench. We've always got the opportunity to bring him on if we are struggling towards the latter stages of the second half. I'm sure we'll see him play some sort of part in the game.
Surprised he didn't start today?
Always surprised when the likes of your top strikers don't start.
Just have to rotate them, the manager, keep everyone happy. Here's Ryan Babel. Now Gerrard, and towards Kaut. It's all very tight in there. Liverpool will try and work the way through, but in the end, Giroud did well. He's hardly thought of at Arsenal. Johan Giroud, already a full Swiss international player as well. Liverpool will have a throw. Keppel unhappy with the ball that was played to him. Here's Carragher. If you recall the Derby County game, Liverpool found it hard to break Derby down early on and needed perhaps a bit of fortune with the opening goal for Xabi Alonso.
I think the first goal is always very important, especially when you've got games like this. I think, and as you say, that when they scored against Derby, it kind of opened the floodgates. Birmingham have obviously defended a little bit better, haven't conceded that many free kicks in dangerous positions, and as we find it, it's still 0-0.
Pennant. It's Arbeloa very high up the field. Back towards Gerrard. That ball, and Dirk Kuyt just couldn't quite make a decent enough contact with a header. Probably Liverpool's best move of the game.
Well, I think so. I think when you look at in the box, we've got 3 players in the box here, 4 including Arbeloa wide right. It's a decent cross in from Steven Gerrard. Dirk Kuyt getting in front of the defender there, Giroud I think it was, just couldn't manage to get a good enough header, any purchase on the header to ask questions of Taylor in the Birmingham goal.
It's Babel, that's Gerrard. Sami Hyypiä. There's Voronin coming deep. Now Pennant. Count. Challenge was a firm one by Liam Bridgewell. Pennant again. Will break to Steven Gerrard. Now Dirk Kuyt. Well, he had to reach for it again, and again it wasn't on target.
Well, I think it's been obvious the last 5-10 minutes or so that Steven Gerrard is really getting forward on every opportunity. On a couple of occasions he's actually got in behind the 2 strikers, which obviously Liverpool need. Sometimes when he doesn't get the ball, he just seems to get a little bit frustrated, Steven Gerrard. A couple of runs he's not actually received the return pass. You can see him holding his hands up and throwing his head back, a little bit disconcerted. Got to keep playing. You've got to don't knock off. but I think that's vitally important if Liverpool are going to break Birmingham down, that Steven Gerrard does get forward.
This is Wilson Palacios with a hit. Well, it was always flying well wide of Pepe Reina's goal, but it is still a warning shot across the bows for Liverpool.
Well, I think Birmingham managed to get a few players forward there. Palacios on the edge of the box, it must have been maybe 25 yards, decided to have a crack at it. Wasn't the best of shots, and then it never troubled Pepe Reina in the goal, but you can't be given too much room for players, especially Capo, certainly in positions like that. Liverpool got to close down a little bit quicker.
That was an awesome strike on the opening day at Chelsea that he scored. Phenomenal hit from the corner.
I think Birmingham were a little bit unfortunate in that game actually to go down 3-2, but kept going.
Gerrard's header on by Voronin. This is Kaut. It was Nafty who stepped in with the challenge. And this is Palacios who loses out to Mascherano. Stephen Kelly and Mike Taylor will, between them, deal with the threat of the ball. They actually seem to get quite high up in defence. They're well organised, and if there's one thing Steve Bruce will be able to, that's organise the defence, isn't it?
Yeah, he was a decent defender in his day alongside Pallister, but I think that just showed you the lack of pace up front for Liverpool. And if that had been Torres, I think Torres would have been trying to get round the back of Birmingham's back four, where it was Voronin coming short and looking for the ball into feet. And I think that's where you missed the likes of Torres.
Here is Voronin. And now Steven Gerrard thought about the hit, goes for Ryan Babel. There's three in the box for Liverpool here. It's towards Jermaine Pennant, and Stephen Kelly was able to just get a touch on the ball. Again, Liverpool are just finding little outlets and an extra man, and perhaps that is because Gerrard is finding his way more and more up the field.
Well, I think when they move the ball quick and fast and zip it about, I think that's when they open Birmingham up. On that occasion, I thought it should have been hit low and hard across goal.
It's Larson who does the defending. Sheffrey, the substitute, challenged by Mascherano. That is what he does ever so well, isn't it?
Yeah, he covers everybody. I think defensively is very, very solid. If players go ahead of him, he's the one to cover, whether it be right or left. He'll chase people down into corners, and he does it so effectively.
He was a little lucky just to get away with just a yellow in Porto in midweek himself, Javi Mascherano. There were a couple of bad ones from the Argentinian midfielder. He's now on a yellow card in the Champions League. It's Gerrard on towards Jermaine Pennant. Mascherano. Arbeloa. A little short for Kaut, who'd gone the other way. Mascherano committed himself to the challenge. Ridgewell's made a bomb downfield. He's changed his mind now with Liverpool back in possession. Now Steven Gerrard trying to increase the tempo and up the urgency. It's a little long for Voronin. Stephen Kelly. Mason decides that it was a foul by Cameron Jerome, who surprisingly is still only 20 years old.
Well, I think he's a little bit unfortunate there, Cameron Jerome. I think the ball was very low. Sami Hupia bending down to head it, and I think Jerome obviously just going for it to try and win it, and referee deemed it dangerous play. But I thought he was a little bit unfortunate there.
Jerome was £3 million when he signed for Birmingham from Cardiff City last summer. Arbeloa again taking up an attacking position for Liverpool. Now Babel back towards Arbeloa. Steven Gerrard. It's a good interchange by Liverpool. And this is Voronin on towards Gerrard again. Birmingham have a good line on the edge of the penalty area, and it worked very, very well indeed there. No way through for Liverpool, but they are probing. Jamie Carragher. Babel again deep. Dirk Kuyt strong. Alvaro Arbeloa looking for quality with the cross. Away by Giroud, it comes out to Gerrard on his left foot. Thought again about the shot. Here is Jermaine Pennant. Should be the goalkeepers. That is.
Well, I think we've seen more of Steven Gerrard in the first half hour of this game than what we saw in the entire 90 minutes during the week in the Champions League. I think he's far more influential this afternoon, and when he does get on the ball, he tries to make things happen, and more often than not, they do happen.
Cameron Jerome was trying to knock the ball down there to who only he knows. Steve Bruce will be happy with the way that his side has set about the task today. Mascherano. Quite got his range right at all yet. And perhaps an opportunity here for Sebastian Larsson. Larsson again. Away by Risa. Now Pennant on the charge. Small tackle avoided. Now Voronin touches a little heavy. Still going to keep the ball though. Now Gerrard. This is Ryan Babel. Mascherano's making his way into the penalty area. Towards Cal, who jumps well, but once again can't find the direction.
Well, Liverpool huffing and puffing and trying to blow like Birmingham City's house down, but at this moment in time, Birmingham very, very solid at the back, and Liverpool find it extremely difficult to pick holes in it. I think there's been umpteen times for like Liverpool have put balls into the box, but you have to say Birmingham have coped with them quite well. And when you think of like they've got like Ridgewell and Duro, two big, massive guys, 6 feet plus, and the likes of Voronin and Kout fighting against them, I think they're always going to come off second best.
Liverpool do have Fernando Torres and Peter Crouch on the bench today. Reina downfield, away by Kelly, who's pretty solid so far. Would describe Birmingham City as a unit as well, solid. Liverpool are averaging a goal every 41 minutes, so 5 minutes to do it in. They are to complete that record. Gerrard found Voronin, but it was a little heavy for him. I think it was more directed at Dirk Kuyt, the ball. Voronin just got in the way a little. It is all Liverpool though. And here's Sami Hyypiä. A little more considered and a little more patient from Liverpool this time. That's a super ball by Gerrard. Nice take by Babel, who then let himself down a little.
Well, it was a poor first touch, a fantastic diagonal ball from Steven Gerrard, all of 40-50 yards and straight to Babel's foot. No excuse that he miscontrolled it. Defender had laid off him as well, wasted a good opportunity.
The first touch wasn't bad, was it, to kill the ball? It was just when he got caught between his legs.
He tried to stand over the top of it and then he kind of backheeled it into touch, which is not ideal.
This is John Onorisa. Now Pennant. So ball is looking for Coward and Mike Taylor. Just had to be aware of the threat of the oncoming Dutchman, but gathered it pretty comfortably in the end.
Well, between Taylor and Ridgewell, I think they had that under control. Decent ball in from Jermaine Pennant, trying to get round the back for Dirk Kuyt. But as I say, the two Birmingham players dealt with it quite well.
That's good closing down by Andrei Voronin. Of course, of Peter Crouch.
Fans love to see that from strikers, like when like defenders get the ball and they're about to clear it. Like forwards running 15-20 yards or something like that just to get a slight and challenge. It certainly gets the crowd off their feet and can win a few hearts by doing that.
The defenders like to see it as well?
Defenders certainly don't like to see it.
Gerrard with the outside of his right foot.
He's obviously been watching Quaresma during the week there. He must have hit about 17 passes with outside his right foot, that guy.
Free kicks, corners, the lot.
Stevens obviously learning off him.
Just not a septic toe on the other foot. There's no doubt he had ability. A few of them perhaps were guilty of taking a tumble, but isn't everyone in the game nowadays? It was an eye-opening game, certainly for Liverpool. Well, it's a Birmingham City throw. He's just got a bang on the jaw. That was by Capo towards Jerome. Some Palacios is run out of it by Steven Gerrard. It has been a baptism of fire for the Honduran international. Side against Dirk Kuyt. It's very true, Gary, that you said that Liverpool haven't had free kicks, and Steve Bruce will have drilled that into his side, won't he? The concession is silly free kicks, it's just unnecessary.
Absolutely right. I don't think Birmingham have given any needless free kicks away in dangerous positions. You have to say at this moment in time, 40 minutes into the game, neither goalkeeper really has had any save of note to make, and it's been a bit stalemate. Obviously Liverpool dominating possession.
Here's Capo. Forward by Kedru. No one there in a blue shirt. Blue and white shirt as the front is. This is Jermaine Pennant. He's taken a tumble. The referee may just feel that a word is necessary for the foul on Jermaine Pennant.
Well, it was nice to see when he got up. He didn't make any gesticulations or anything towards the referee or any other player. I think maybe learned from his lesson midweek.
Palacios was the one who was penalised. Ironically, it's the new boy who's given Liverpool the first chance to take a free kick somewhere within the region of Birmingham City's goal. Lee Mason will just try and sort out the defensive wall. It's one of those difficult ones where it's a bit too far out to have a pot with and a bit too straight to cross, but that's Pennant. And Mike Taylor is forced to flick the ball over the top. Well, Liverpool worked it well.
Well, again, great variation on the free kick. It was an awkward situation for Liverpool, not really enough angle to make the cross, bit too straight, bit too far out to have a shot. Steven Gerrard steps up, sees Jermaine Pennant and acres of space to his left, slips him it, and then Jermaine Pennant right foot shot.
And the header goes by Sammy Huppy. It will be another corner. Got a little touch off Liam Ridgewell. Almost a little too quick for us then.
Yeah, well, we see Sammy so many times at set plays. He causes major problems for defenders.
There's Pennant's delivery again. Away this time by Juru. Arbeloa is the last man. Liverpool would certainly like to score before half-time. Here's Carragher. Reset. Arbeloa. Gerrard onto Babel. Mascherano. Gerrard again. Gerrard will go for the return. Only half cleared. Mehdi Nafti failed to get it away. This is Dirk Kuyt. Looking here for Voronin. Well, there's 8 Birmingham City shirts on the edge of that box. It was a good tackle by Risa. And again, John Honor is on his right foot. On the return, Risa couldn't find Dirk Kuyt for the Norwegian.
Well, everything Liverpool are trying to do is going through the middle, neat little 1-2s, just never really getting like the final ball to like a red jersey. Very difficult. Birmingham maybe got a string of like 6 blue jerseys right across the 18-yard box. Very difficult to break that down. Far rather see Liverpool get the ball wide, stretch the game, try and make the game as wide as possible and get good balls in from wide areas.
That's Wilson Palacios, and just got Pepe Reina on his toes.
Yeah, I think when you've got situations like this in the game, as we say, patience is obviously key, and concentration, certainly from your 2 defenders, centre-backs, vitally important that they keep concentration at all times.
Ryan Babel. Arbeloa looks for the return ball. Babel goes on his own. In fairness, it wasn't a great cross, and Liam Ridgewell could clear. Arbeloa wins it back beautifully and very committed. Gerrard loses out to Wilson Palacios. Well, this is Sebastian Larsson, and they have McSheffrey to the left here. There's a good challenge by Mascherano just to take the pace off the attack. That's a brilliant challenge by Mascherano. McSheffrey. Liverpool want the ball back here. Can't get it at the moment. And Jerome looked offside and was.
Well, great defending there by Mascherano. I think 2 tackles of, like, you know, when he tried to do a third. But great defensive play there by Liverpool. In the end, it was Cameron Jerome. Good defensive play. Liverpool just holding a good line up the pitch, and Cameron Jerome offside.
John Arisa just stepped up at the right time.
Yeah, I think they're very good at that. I think the back four, tried and trusted. They do it season in, season out since Rafa Benitez has joined the club. And on occasions they might get caught, but it far outweighs the times that they do it well.
Smiles on the fans' faces in the centenary stand. There'll be a few concerned that Liverpool haven't broken down Birmingham City. Premiership new boys are putting up a fight at Anfield this afternoon, and at the moment are standing firm. Here's Carragher for Liverpool. Now Huppier to Voronin, and now Risa. Here again. Risa goes for a return. It's a very good ball as well. But on the run, John Arisa couldn't whip it back into play.
Well, it was a 1-2 between the centre-back and the left-back. It was an awkward ball for John Arisa to take, bouncing awkwardly right on the byline. Just couldn't manage to hook it back.
Well, the injury to Boyo Obina is the main reason for the 3 minutes at the end of this first half. Prompted an early reorganisation for Steve Bruce, and the side have done well. Frustrated Steven Gerrard and co. Here's Capo, and now Kelly back towards Capo again. Wants to get it on that left foot. Not a bad take by Cameron Jerome, just sat up for him. Liverpool will come away with the ball. Voronin will chase. Jordan has been very, very steady at the back of the Birmingham defence so far. Carragher's header. Here's Babel. Arbeloa. Mascherano. Babel. Touches by Cout. He's looking for Pennant. It's going to break for Dirk Cout. The touch was a little heavy. Pennant tries to pick up the pieces. Birmingham again. He's a little more last ditch this time, but managed to get it away. Pennant. Risa. Now Gerrard. A bank of 4 and a bank of 5 to break through for Liverpool. Babel. Arbeloa. Just took one as he delivered the ball from McSheffrey. The play goes on. It's Cameron Jerome. He's seen a lot of himself there. I don't think he even believed himself he was going to get the ball away. Here is Risa. Crosses deep. He's looking for the Cout. Still no way through, Gary.
No, I think Steve Bruce will be absolutely delighted with the way his team have defended in the first half. I think they've asked questions of Liverpool, and at this moment in time Liverpool haven't really come up with any sort of answers. It's been like Liverpool mainly in possession, basically trying to break down Birmingham, but it just quite hasn't happened for them.
Is it everything you expected from the first half?
I think so. I think we said more or less straight away that Birmingham would come here and try and frustrate Liverpool. I think that's certainly what they've done in the first 45 minutes. It does expend an awful lot of energy to play this way. It's whether Birmingham can keep this up for like the full 90 minutes.
Eric Black and Steve Bruce will be delighted with the way their side has come to Anfield and stuck to the task. They haven't really been an attacking threat, but in terms of having a lot of defending to do, they haven't really been stretched by Liverpool so far. It has been all Liverpool without ever really causing too many problems to the Mike Taylor goal. John Arnorisa went just over with a fierce drive, but half-time, Gary, 0-0.
Yeah, I think Birmingham, job done for them. Liverpool, I think I've just got to be patient. I think second half to come, obviously 45 minutes, kicking towards a Kop. I don't quite think the partnership up front has quite worked for Liverpool so far. Expect to see substitutions sometime in the second half.
Second half to come, half-time. It's Liverpool 0, Birmingham City 0. Record is intact. They've still not conceded a goal in the first half of any game they've played this season. That is a pretty phenomenal record, but Steven Gerrard will know that so far there has been no way through a resolute Birmingham City defence and a rearguard action in which Liverpool really have to be more potent and more deadly in the second half.
I think so. I think that's exactly what Rafa have said at half-time. I think also he was saying to his two centre-backs or his back four, keep your concentration. We don't want to lose this game to a silly goal. I think it's easily done when you have so much possession and you have so much control of the game that you sometimes maybe just knock off for that split second. And in the Premiership, more often than not, when you do that, you get punished.
Well, Liverpool have 45 minutes to break Birmingham City down. They do have Torres and Crouch on the bench. As the second half gets underway, they just probably need to up the tempo and increase the ante a little bit. Maybe just try and stretch Birmingham City a bit more. The one thing that we have said is that Birmingham are particularly well organised by Steve Bruce today. Probably a charge that wasn't levelled against them in their last spell in the Premiership a couple of seasons ago when they were really there for the taking every week. It's a ball that's trying to stretch Birmingham to Jermaine Pennant. Arbeloa offers support. Pennant goes on his own. He did well to win the second ball. When it comes to Gerrard, it was always rising as he hit it.
Well, that was a brave header by Jermaine Pennant. The initial cross was blocked. He managed to get a header. A good little dummy by Dirk Kuyt, I think it was. You could obviously see, or you got a shout from Steven Gerrard. And normally Steven Gerrard on the edge of the box there with his right foot, at least he should hit the target. I think he normally does, but on that occasion, high into the Kop. But good positive start early on in the second half from Liverpool. An opportunity at goal the first couple of minutes. I'm sure that's what Rafa will be wanting more of.
Difficult ball to hit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was bouncing and hitting on the volley. It's so easy just to hit it a little bit early, and that's the result. It's high into the Kop.
The Kop will be doing all they can to suck the ball in this second half. Perina defending the Anfield Road end in which the Birmingham City fans are gathered. Over on the left-hand side of it as we look. Mascherano. Gerrard waited and waited and now has another go. Two Birmingham players are closing him down. It was Mehdi Nafti who made the challenge. Just had all the chance of playing in the Premiership last time with Birmingham. He had a cruciate injury he picked up and he missed almost the entire season. Here's Risa. Needed the challenge of Olivier Capo. That's nicely won back by Mascherano. Hupia. Ryan Babel. This is Voronin. Khan and Voronin are both pulled out to that left-hand side. Steven Gerrard was the only player through the middle third of the field. Just a few howls from the Kop as the ball goes backwards. Carragher's ball. It's going to come down to Steven Gerrard. He's looking for Dirk Kuyt. Gerrard will go for the return. Voronin waits. Good header by Ridgewell. Babel's header is towards Gerrard, but Gerrard was offside, so had to leave it. Liverpool have it back. This is where Birmingham do have to stand firm because Liverpool really will have a go at the start of this second half. There isn't a shouter or a screamer, but he will have made his points and got them across. Sebastian Larsson, this is Nafti. He's a vastly experienced player, Mehdi Nafti. It's not a great ball, to be fair.
Well, good pressure there by Liverpool. Arbeloa, I think it was, chased all the way from right back to close the centre back down. And shows the eagerness of Liverpool to try and get possession and try and break this Birmingham back four down.
Mascherano must have the wrong boots on today, because his passing has not been what it normally is. Either that or the new one. They got caught stinging his feet. Gerrard was fouled. Here is Pennant isolating Frank Kedrew. Larson's trying to get there in support. Kedrew did enough. Liverpool throw. Here's Arbeloa. Gerrard. It's a decent ball. Flags up though against Dirk Kuyt.
Well, fantastic pass by Steven Gerrard, splitting the Birmingham back four, probably for the first time this afternoon. Dirk Kuyt just went a little bit too early, just straight into an offside position. But that's the kind of positions that I would like to see Voronin and Dirk Kuyt play on the shoulder of the last defenders, get goal opportunities on that occasion. Steven Gerrard has got the ability and the vision and the awareness to find them. Just like play on the shoulders of these last defenders, I think they'll get far more joy from that.
Here's Olivier Capot. Jerome had gone for the return ball, but the Frenchman couldn't get it out from under his feet. Mascherano. Arbeloa sees the opportunity to switch play and bring in Ryan Babel here. Thought about a hit, he might still have a hit. The ball got stuck a little bit under his feet.
Well, from what we've seen of Babel so far this season, he loves to do that, coming in from a left side position, from out to in, on his favoured right foot. Just hits it very, very early as well, very, very little back lift, but on that occasion he just screwed it wide. But a good opportunity for Liverpool there, had he hit the target.
There have been a couple of those sort of hits from Dirk Kuyt and Ryan Babel that have so far been off target or lack power. Mike Taylor's had a pretty comfortable afternoon so far. A veteran Northern Ireland goalkeeper as he is now. What stage do you become a veteran these days, Gary?
Well, I think it varies actually from what position you play. I think 36, I think, for a goalkeeper is quite young. I think you get to the veteran stages when you get round about your 40 marks when you're a goalkeeper.
Good cover by Kelly. I think it also depends what age you made your debut at as well, doesn't it?
Well, that's very true.
That's the ball that's looking for Cameron Jerome, who received a few oohs and ahs from the Birmingham crowd, but really he was never getting that ball.
Well, he was always stretching. I think, especially I think he actually went with it to try and get it on his foot. I think the only way he was going to get on the end of that was with a diving header, and I don't think that was ever going to happen.
Here's Babel. He's strong, isn't he, the Dutchman, and he's unfortunate not to come away with the ball there. Olivier Capel really doing a good job for his side. Tackle by Carrigan. Pennant. Kedrew will get the opportunity to get there first. Maybe Birmingham can break here. Larson. Kedrew. There's no real urgency from Birmingham, is there? When they do get the ball in that sort of position, you feel they've got a chance to break and attack Liverpool, and they seem hesitant in getting men forward.
Well, they're sat so far back that any time they try to hit the strikers, they just don't have enough support to go up and help them.
Too intricate from Liverpool. Roll one back. This is Gerrard looking for Jermaine Pennant, too heavy. Disappointing for Steven Gerrard. It was a good idea, just a little heavy on the ball to Pennant.
Well, you could see his intention. Jermaine Pennant had made a forward run to try and get round the back. Steven Gerrard just trying to thread it between the centre back and the full back in behind the Birmingham back four, but again Birmingham held a good line, nice and tight, and very awkward kind of pass, and just overhit it in there.
It's all been started from the back by Sammy Huppier and Jamie Carragher all afternoon. Liverpool have tried to pass it where they can. It wasn't a bad ball that was looking for Cal, who was well intercepted by Jourou. Away by Kelly again. Back four for Birmingham have been pretty immaculate so far. Ball by Gerrard, away by Kedru again. It's not a bad take by Jerome. So Liverpool just have to be alert to the danger. Reina clears his lines. First time that Pepe Reina's really been forced to do anything in a hurry.
Well, first time that we've really asked any sort of questions about like Pepe Reina, but we said at the top of the programme, Cameron Jerome very, very pacey, and on that occasion just turned away from Jamie Carragher, but big other centre-back, big Sammy Hooper was on the cover, nice little covering position he was in, and just managed to roll it back to Pepe Reina and the Liverpool goal.
There's Gerrard. Ryan Babel. Now Arbeloa, Pennant looking for the return ball to Arbeloa, couldn't get it out from his feet. The ball was hit to him with the Forest and tackled by Pennant. Sheffield wanted the throw in really there and made sure he got tackled.
Yeah, good challenging back by Jermaine Pennant. I think I'd like to see a little bit more Jermaine Pennant and Arbeloa being a little bit closer to Jermaine Pennant. So if Jermaine Pennant can't get round the outside, he can get to Arbeloa with the overlap. I think Arbeloa is just maybe playing a little bit too deep for me. I think he's got to get closer to like Jermaine Pennant, give Liverpool a little bit more options down this right-hand side.
Here's Hupia. And now Risa. Well, Fernando Torres is being called upon 10 minutes into the second half by Rafa Benitez. His warming up is completed and I think it's as expected.
Well, I would imagine that like he'll come on in the near future. I think that we've said all commentary really that the two up front, the partnership up front for me really hasn't been working. You know, I think they're just too similar, the two types of players, Kaut and Voren, and no real threat to the last defender. I think Torres, if he is one thing, he does play on the shoulders of the last defenders and always causes them problems.
Ball's a little high for Pennant. Now he will get the ball. Didn't do Andrei Voronin any favours with his ball down the line, in fairness to the Ukrainian, who's had a difficult afternoon today.
Yeah, I think just the way Liverpool have been set up, I think it's made it difficult for him. I mean, there's no doubt in his ability, as there's no doubt in Kaut's ability as well. I think just as a partnership and as a pairing, they've struggled all afternoon.
Here's Risa. Mascherano. Arbeloa was caught. Sheffield missed the ball but got the man. On the halfway line though, it's probably not as bad to get the man. Otherwise Arbeloa would have had a few yards of space and Birmingham can get back and get their shape together again. Here's Arbeloa again. It's come off the legs of Mehdi Nafti, and Olivier Capo isn't able to keep the ball in play. Liverpool have a corner.
Well, a little bit fortuitous, you have to say. It wasn't a great ball in from Arbeloa. And Duro, I think it was, that tried to make the clearance, just skidded off his foot and at the expense of a corner. Very fortunate for Liverpool, but can they take advantage of it?
Well, can Ryan Babel find some quality on this ball? It's flicked all the way across and it comes out to Carragher with a hit. And it's got a deflection to go over the top. Well, he doesn't get many in the league.
Well, that would have been something if Jamie Carragher had opened the scoring there. It's a good block. I think it was Duro again at like the last ditch diving tackle, but saved the day because the ball was actually goal bound, but in the end the deflection took it out for another corner.
Pennant cleared away. Goalkeeper there enough. It was Steven Gerrard who was arriving. Didn't have great power on it, but it was going in. You can tell when Anfield's a little restless when you get that reaction to just the ball back to the goalkeeper. On towards Voronin, Gerrard, still Steven Gerrard, ball won't come out for him, comes to Kaut. Good block, Stephen Kelly. Gerrard was a little unfortunate, you have to say there. Feet by Capo, he will get a free kick, will he? He certainly will.
Well, good opportunity for Liverpool there just before. Steven Gerrard, another busting run from the midfield. I think it was Voronin that just held it up for him like a little chest off. You just see it there, that was the corner. Again, it was Steven Gerrard, near post run. Oh, and it was Nafty that came across. He had actually been on the far post. He came across to the near post. Had he not done so, that could easily sneaked in the near post. Maybe Taylor had it covered.
Well, that's an awful ball by Jordan. It's 2-on-2 for Liverpool. Can Voronin do something for them here? Mike Taylor with his first proper save of the afternoon to deny Andre Voronin.
Well, good spell this for Liverpool. I think they're putting Birmingham with a lot more pressure than certainly what they did in the first 45 minutes. On that occasion, it was dreadful defending from Birmingham. Probably again the first time we've seen that this afternoon. Give Voronin the chance. He's one-on-one with Ridgewell. He's cut inside on his left foot. Good shot down low to the left-hand side of Taylor. But again, the big goalkeeper down well and good save. But as you rightly say, that's probably the first time he's had to be called into action. Any serious sort of action in this afternoon.
There was a little touch, a little rub on Ridgewell's leg as well, wasn't it, on the shot, which perhaps just took a little bit of the sting off it.
Yeah, it was a decent shot from Voronin, and you know, it was down low. Always difficult for the goalkeeper to make saves like that. But the big Irish guy was up to it, and again, good save. But better from Liverpool, I have to say. More pressure, get the crowd up.
Reacheth the hour, calleth the man for Liverpool.
Well, it looks as if Stephen Bruce is just trying to make some alterations there. I'm not quite sure what, but it's Babel that's going to come off. It's a strange one, I have to say.
Well, Ryan Babel will make way. And Fernando Torres will replace the Dutchman.
You have to say about Rafa, his substitutions are never straightforward. It's very, very seldom like for like. I can only think that he'll play upside Voronin and Kout probably go to a wide left position.
There's Arbeloa. Voronin at the moment is over on the right hand side of the park. Challenges by Gary McSheffrey. Carragher. Sammy Huppier. His Pennant is on the left side of the pitch at the moment, just to catch everyone out. Rafa probably has reorganised, but the players at the moment are just trying to keep everyone guessing. Here's Dirk Kuyt. Comes out to Mascherano. Decent ball towards Andre Voronin. It was good defending. Voronin very nearly took the head of Frank Kudru clean off.
Well, deemed to be dangerous player. I think the referee, Mr. Mason, was absolutely right. I think any time your feet go that high, I think you're always going to give a free kick away. But I'm not quite sure how Liverpool are actually set out now. I think it might be the fact that Torres maybe up front as a lone striker with the two guys that have been on the pitch, Voronin and Kout, playing left and right side of him.
This ball could break for Wilson Palacios. There was a foul there by John Arisa. And Birmingham, with a set piece here, have the chance to try and develop their own attack. Similar to Liverpool's in the first half, perhaps it's a little far out to have a shot from and a little too narrow to cross the ball from, but there is some thinking for Pepe Reina to do.
Well, we know, I think Ridgewell could hit it with his left foot. Kudru's there. Obviously Capo as well. We've seen him hit one before. I'm not quite sure if it's too far out or not, but sure this will be a one from the training ground as well.
That's Sebastian Larson in the wall. It is going to be Olivier Capo who's shaping to hit it, and it is the Frenchman. Well, Pepe Reina made sure it wasn't going in anyway.
Well, it was an awful free kick, but I think it took about 2 or 3 deflections, and in the end, Pepe Reina just making sure. I think he tried to prevent the corner, but couldn't do so. Just palmed it out with his left hand, but expense to a corner to Birmingham.
It's their first of the afternoon, Birmingham City. Gary McSheffrey will deliver. It's towards Sebastian Larson. Needs to just slice the clearance a little. But it was by Palacios. And they are onside here. This is Cameron Jerome. Reina does the defending. And Ridgewell, who was a little naughty, may just about to get himself in trouble. for the impeding of Pepe Reina.
Well, Reina was trying to hit it early, as he does. His distribution is excellent, I have to say. Nice, gets the attack underway, and it was just Ridgewell jogging back in. I'm not sure he did an awful lot. He just did enough to put Pepe Reina off.
And he was booked for his trouble, Liam Ridgewell. First player booked this afternoon. I think Ridgewell knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
to
probably,
say the least.
I mean, he was the defender having to run back, so it was a long trek back. Probably the simplest thing was to get a yellow card and take it on the chin.
Is that what this guy was taking one for the team? Here is Sami Huppier. Reset back towards the Finnegan. Jamie Carragher thought about going for the ball, left it for Arbeloa. On towards Mascherano. There's Voronin. It's ball against Cameron Jerome.
I think that's the last thing you want.
Torres. And again, Fernando Torres. No way through this time. Liverpool have a throw though.
I think just going back to like Birmingham, the last thing you want is when you knock it up to your striker for him to give it away needlessly and like just heaps more pressure on you. And that's exactly what's happened. Liverpool bang under, back in the attack, and Birmingham bang under pressure.
Reset. Needs a good ball. Wasn't a bad one either. The flying header was from Dirk Kuyt, but he couldn't really get a contact. Seemed to go off his shoulder, if anything. This is Capo. Ball had gone out of play. He's done well, Olivier Capo, considering he started on the left, had to switch to the right with the substitution of Urbina, and he's worked hard.
I think that's what like the pleasing thing from Steve Bruce's point of view, I think, is the fact that his work rate has been absolutely phenomenal.
Brilliant tackle. Mascherano slides his leg around the ball and gets Liverpool going. It's just his passing that's not been right today.
Defensively, he's been very, very sound, Mascherano. He's covered every blade of grass defensively, but as you rightly say, some of his passes have just been going astray a little bit.
It's normally the best part of his game as well, isn't it?
Is he concerned?
Well, I was just saying, he looks concerned, but you never really can tell, can you?
Holds his cards very close to his chest, this Rafa.
Here is Gary McSheffrey. A break for Wilson Palacios here. Here's the Honduran. After scoring his debut, just got closed down by 3 Liverpool players. Didn't really have an option ahead of him all wide. Capo is going to go for goal, and that's more risk to the Birmingham fans down by the corner flag.
Well, really, Birmingham, a bit of possession there. They've knocked it about quite well, put Liverpool under a little bit of pressure. Capo just relieved that with a left foot shot that went way, way, way wide.
Gary O'Connor is the substitute who has been introduced here. The Scotland international. And it is the man who made his debut, Wilson Palacios, who will make way. Give a bad account of himself. Gary O'Connor, the Scot, on to add a bit more steel to the forward line, really. He'll play just off Cameron Jerome.
Yeah, again, it'll be interesting to see if he goes up front. I think, does Steve Bruce fancy maybe nicking this? I'm not quite sure. Or whether Jerome maybe drop back into midfield. It looks maybe that way, but big strong lad is O'Connor.
Here's Torres, good closing down. It's going to come out to Mascherano. Now Steven Gerrard. Big call by the goalkeeper. O'Connor will try and move the ball downfield. Alvaro Arbeloa got in the way. McSheffrey is booked for that little tug on Arbeloa. There you go.
Well, it was hardly a tug, was it? I think it was just a grasp at a shirt, and Mr. Mason, a little bit harsh, I have to say that. But,
as we saw from Portsmouth, you're not allowed to tuck shirts anymore.
I think we'll have to get these skin-tight ones that the rugby players wear. Like that'll stop all that nonsense.
Jamie Carragher will Move the ball on towards Risa, thinks about a hit, goes for a hit. Hit it across the ball.
Well, even for John Arne Risa, that's an awful long way out. We know he's got a great left foot shot, but that must have been all of 35, 40 yards. And even Steve McLaren's shaking his head. He says, "What are you doing there, son?"
It's nice that the England coach can take his family to the game, isn't it?
I don't know, he must have got some comps, maybe off Jermaine Pennant, maybe that's why he was touted for an England place.
Headed by Shuru. He's up here. Forward towards Kaut. Good flick by Cameron Jerome. There's O'Connor. Back towards Jerome. He goes on a little mazy run. And then kicks the ball out of play.
I don't think McLaren's comps would have come from Jamie Carragher, do you?
Perhaps not. Here's Huppier. On towards Mascherano. That's a lovely ball. Here's Risa. And Kaut and Torres were waiting in the middle. The ball couldn't find its way through. Joru's, he's done well.
Well, I think he's blocked everything that's coming. I think it's vitally important now that Liverpool just kind of step up the tempo and step up a gear or two, try and create pressure on Birmingham. Can they last out Birmingham? As I said before, it takes an awful lot of energy.
Well, this is Andre Voren in, and it's going to come to Kaut, and they're all getting in each other's way, but the flag's gone up late. Liverpool are frustrated. Did look offside early on.
Yeah, I was surprised that the referee's assistant's flag never went up a little bit sooner. I think it's Voren that's actually offside. I don't think Kaut was offside. But a good opportunity there. The first time really that Birmingham have been opened up, caught a little bit square. A lot of gaps in between the defenders there. But you have to say that's for the first time this afternoon.
Well, Liverpool are moving the strikers all over the place at the moment. That can only be good for the cause in these last 19 minutes as Liverpool look for what surely would be a winner. Well, Rafa has made another call that has been greeted with approval by the cop.
Well, they still have the option of putting Peter Crouch on. Whether he does that or not remains to be seen.
Kaut. Towering ball. Torres' touch. This now is Olivier Capo. James is getting a little stretch now. And now this is McSheffrey. Mascherano had to be careful. Just stood up and made sure. It's another free kick given. Kaut penalised. Well, he's worked hard again, Dirk Kaut, hasn't he? And often gets little reward for the hard work that he puts in.
Well, I don't think there's any question about his work rate. Every game he plays, it's 110%. And just as we look at the bench, Liverpool bench there, a little bit of activity on it, and it looked as if it was Peter Crouch getting ready to put his shin pads on and take part in this game.
Jamie Carragher with some defending to do. Concede the corner. Birmingham second.
You just think that Birmingham have come into the game in the last 5 minutes or so, they look as if they've got a little bit more confidence, a little bit more belief about themselves. Do they believe that they can actually win this game?
Sheffrey's delivery. Header was by Sami Huppier. Back in by Medin after a very early call by Rayner, who did lose it, but was fouled. The flag's up anyway against Ridgewell. I think there was only 4 of them offside.
Yeah, Liverpool very, very good at that. When they cleared the ball from set plays, from corners or free kicks at the right positions, the initial clearance, they're very, very fast to get out and leave the opposing attackers in there. So they're in offside positions. On that occasion, it was very clear and very obvious that they were.
Super take by Torres. This is Steven Gerrard. It's a lovely ball inside. His man went for the near post, went for Dirk Kaut, and Ridgewell did well.
Well, that was one of Liverpool's best moves of the game. A lovely pass inside the full-back there by Steven Gerrard. Good ball by Jermaine Pennant. Just couldn't find the red jersey.
Well, here comes the change. It's Andrei Voronin who will make way. The Ukrainian for the Englishman.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. I think it's not been Voronen's day. He's worked hard enough. I don't think the combination between the two early on, Kaut and Voronen, really worked. So I think that's a change only to be expected.
Well, Peter Crouch didn't have the best of days at Portsmouth last week. He found himself withdrawn. Now he has 16 minutes to try and help Liverpool to a winner in this game. Arbeloa was strong, but heading after was a little stronger in the tackle. He's clever, that score. I don't know if he meant that, but if he did, he's a genius. Was that lucky? He played the game long enough.
You can maybe just sense a bit of desperation within the Liverpool players, and certainly the fans as well.
Here's Huppier. Dirk Kuyt wide left. Torres. Giroud closes him down. Larsson's there as well. Pace from Torres. Corner ball.
Well, Torres has done exceptionally well there. So easy for him to come in on his right foot there, but he has the belief and the ability to go both ways, step over once and then takes it with his right onto his left hand side, get into the byline. And it was only Giroud, I think it was, like.
Well, it's short, referee's in the way. Gerrard. It's very deep, too deep. Well, the abuse will be for the referee, who may just say sorry to a few of the Liverpool players on his way back.
Well, it's been hard enough to play against 11 blue jerseys, but when you've played against 11 blue jerseys and a guy in a black jersey, it's doubly difficult.
We don't repeat what the players say to the referee in that situation, do we?
No, I think the best thing is not to mic up referees, certainly in football. Would be okay in rugby, but certainly not in football.
Gerrard chasing with Jerome and winning the ball. Here's Kuyt. Here's Jamie Carragher. They are working hard across the line, Birmingham, and they have done all afternoon, and they have frustrated Liverpool to the extent where Jamie Carragher's gone on a wander downfield, and now they have space for Jermaine Pennant, and it might just open up for Liverpool here. Oh, well, it might take a touch of genius, and it was very nearly provided by Fernando Torres.
Well, you just get the feeling it's either going to be a bit of brilliance or a dreadful mistake that's going to break Birmingham down. But on that occasion, a lovely build-up play by Liverpool. Jamie Carragher initially coming out from the back. Eventually it falls to like Jermaine Pennant on a wide right position. You've seen him like cross the ball so many times, a little bit behind Fernando Torres. Such an acrobatic skill that, to get up that high and try and get your foot on it. Fantastic ability. Just couldn't manage to keep it down, and narrowly just scrapes across top of the crossbar. But fantastic ability there by Torres.
Peter Crouch might have to show him how to score from those positions.
Well, we have seen Crouch do that before on umpteen occasions. He has got a slight advantage when your legs are twice as long as anybody else's.
Bolton and Galatasaray last season, I seem to recall. John Arisa almost caught out his goalkeeper there. Well, there's certainly a hurry for Liverpool now. That's towards Peter Crouch, away by Frank Kadru. This is Risa. Dirk Kuyt. Disappointing.
Well, it is when you think you're not really under any sort of pressure on your delivery. You really have to pick out a red jersey in that instance.
Header was by O'Connor. More of a defensive header than a header that could continue an attack for Birmingham. Crouch was a little heavy with his touch. There's Gerrard. Kuyt. Risa ahead of him. Kuyt wandering infield towards Torres. The ricochets are flying all over the park, but it fell to Birmingham to their advantage this time. There's Capo. 2-on-2 here if they can work it right, Birmingham City. And it is McSheffrey, and still Gary McSheffrey. Just got a little excited, you feel?
Well, Liverpool just leaving themselves a little bit exposed. McSheffrey on that occasion, too much room. Below, just maybe getting caught a little bit further up the pitch than what he should have been. Liverpool, I think, have just got to be a little bit cagey, a little bit guarded that they don't lose this game. A point is obviously a disappointing result, but it's not the end of the world. If you lose at home, I think that's major problems.
Cameron Jerome has worked very hard for his side this afternoon, and he will now make way for the final 10 minutes. Steve Bruce makes the change, and it is a change that is aimed primarily at shoring up the back line now.
Well, I think
Raphael Schmidt coming on.
Yeah, I think Jerome has really run himself into the ground. I think it only makes sense to bring on Schmitz. I think he's a defensive midfield player, so I think he's Brazilian as well, a Brazilian player. Brought him on last week, I think, towards the end of the game, just to try and shore things up.
This is Jermaine Pennant. Arbeloa makes the run. It was watched by McSheffrey. He done well to win it back. Now Pennant. Good clearance again. Liam Ridgewell. Referee's not happy with where the throw was being taken from. It was actually being thrown backwards, which is a little fussy from the referee. If they're trying to steal 5-10 yards forward, it's not too bad, but it's actually being thrown backwards.
A little bit petty.
Dirk Kuyt towards Crouch, way by Kedru. Larson. Ball has gone out of play. Well, he's another who's worked very hard this afternoon, Sebastian Larson. He's 22 years old, 50th appearance today for Birmingham after being signed from Arsenal. And he did well to pick those players up, did Steve Bruce, along with Fabrice Muamba, who has played most of the games this season for Birmingham. Here's Risa. It's heavy, but he's won the throw. Kelly did well. Back four for Birmingham has really done so well for them today.
Yeah, I don't think Steve Bruce could ask any more from anybody in a blue and white jersey this afternoon. I think they've given them absolutely 110%.
Well, there are less than 9 minutes, and the fans should know that you're not allowed to resume unless the flag's in the ground. Stewart's earning this pay. There's the throw towards Crouch, too heavy for him. Committed clearance, I think you'd describe it as, from Frank Kedru.
Well, at this stage for Birmingham, it's any port in a storm. I think Liverpool obviously trying to put as much pressure on as possible, but Birmingham back four, again standing firm.
This is Dirk Kuyt, and that's Torres, and here's Peter Crouch and Steven Gerrard, and they got in each other's way. What a chance, best of the day.
Well, it was a great opportunity. You have to say that the intervention of Steve Gerrard, I think, made it just a little bit crowded in that area. Had he stayed away, then I'm sure Peter Crouch would have just slung a leg at it and stuck it in the back of the net. But great opportunity for Liverpool squandered. Will they get another one?
Here's another long throw towards Kuyt. Crouch is arriving. Torres is there as well, and Johan Juru got a vital touch on the ball.
Well, it's all hands to the pump now for Liverpool. I think throwing everything at Birmingham on that occasion. It's a great little flick by Fernando Torres. And you just think that Peter Crouch has just got to hit it early, and it's in the back of the net. And I think the only reason he hasn't done that is because he's seen Steven Gerrard emerging from midfield. Had he not been there, I think he would have pulled the trigger a little bit earlier, Peter Crouch, and Liverpool could easily be one up.
Credit to Stephen Kelly as well for the challenge. It was an important challenge.
Yeah, I think, as you would expect from Birmingham players all afternoon, they've been like that. They've thrown their bodies in the way and made challenges when need be. And again, that was no different.
Well, is it to be a bit of magic for Liverpool or a mistake that will find its way through? Here's Mascherano. He went for goal and then just got caught on his heels as Kidru clears. This is McSheffrey. Mascherano again. I'll have that ball, thank you very much. Jermaine Pennant's hobbling.
It looks as if he's taking a knock. I'm not quite sure what it is. It looks holding the back of his leg, whether it's a hamstring or not.
He'll try and run it off. Only has 6 minutes to do so in, plus stoppage time. Very clever by Semi-Hub here. It's not easy to dummy headers, is it?
I mean, just going back to Pennant, if he is injured, they do have Finnan to bring on. I mean, Finnan's ability to get crosses into the box, whether he maybe bring him on as right back and maybe push Arbeloa forward, or play Arbeloa still right back and play Finnan wide right. But Pennant looks as if he's struggling with a hamstring injury. You know, there's 5 minutes to go, plus extra time or injury time. Might be worthwhile pulling him off and putting Stephen Finnan on.
It's towards Torres. It's a super flick. Larson will gather the ball. Nice ball by Capo. Just puts the pressure on Liverpool, and that's McSheffrey again. This is Risa intercepting for Liverpool and sending them off. Now we'll see if Pennant's injured. They look to be running okay there. Maybe it's if Fiesta got full tilt. This is Gerrard. Gerrard goes across goal, but it's comfortable in the end for Mike Taylor.
Well, Gerrard finding himself in an inside left position, cutting back on his right foot. I don't think it was a shot. I think it was like a cross for the two strikers. Bit of pace. Just unfortunately for him and Liverpool, two strikers just could not get on the end of it.
Carragher just had to be careful as the ball fell down from the sky then, just to make sure he just shepherded it back to his goalkeeper. He just let the ball run down his body. That's towards Crouch. Now Steven Gerrard. Handball against the Liverpool captain. Lee Mason gave it very, very early.
Well, you can see Liverpool's tactic is hit the front players and get Steven Gerrard running off them. On that occasion, brought it down, but it brought it down with his hand. And just as we expected, substitution to be made. Jermaine Pennant coming off, and I'm sure it'll be Finnan coming on.
Applause for Jermaine Pennant. And Steve Finnan, as Gary predicted, is the man who replaces him for the final 3 and a bit minutes. Well, he doesn't score that many. It's a couple of years since he scored now. He's due one.
Yeah, he's certainly due a goal, but I think he's got good distribution, good balls into the box, and you know, I think at this moment in the game, I'm sure Liverpool won't mind who scores the goal, just as long as it gets into the back of the net.
Here's Mascherano. Finnan will go down the line. That's a good ball towards Torres. Great turn as well. He was held up, and it will be a corner. Ridgewell just made sure he got his body in the way.
Yeah, I think the referee, Mr. Mason, was right on the spot. I think it would have been a harsh penalty. Great turn by Fernando Torres, you have to say, but Ridgewell just standing his ground, I think. And in the end, it's been knocked out for a corner.
Well, Torres has come as close as anyone for Liverpool. Now can Steven Gerrard provide quality with a cross? He can, it's a real chance. And Peter Crouch, falling underneath the ball, heads it into the cup.
Well, it's a decent corner. I think that Peter Crouch is just up a little bit too early. You can see he's just trying to hang in the air there. Just couldn't manage to get his forehead and guide the header down. Came off the top of his head a little bit, so into the cup. But free header, should have really done better.
Free header. Was an opportunity for Liverpool. Here is John Arna-Risa. 90 seconds or so remain of the 90 minutes. Dirk Kuyt on the charge. There's a committed challenge on Mehdi Nafti. It does break for the blue shirts of Birmingham City. They themselves might consider trying to get a winner, but Mascherano again does well. And tries to get Liverpool moving immediately. Carragher. Plenty of space to run into. Mason might have been wiser just letting that go out of play.
Well, I half expected Mr. Mason to bring a yellow card out there for handball, but I think that would have just been like too harsh.
Well, cramp or no cramp?
Well, I think it probably is. I mean, he's covered an awful lot of ground, Nafty. I think he's worked exceedingly hard, as of all the Birmingham players. You know, like the pressure and the tenseness of like the occasion. I think that's what brings on cramp, and obviously the hard work that he's put in as well. The referee, if he does his job, should add this time on anyway, so I don't think it's any benefit to Birmingham. Is it cramp or is it just a kick on the ankle?
Well, it seems okay. He was certainly having the legs stretched as though it was cramp, wasn't he? Well, he was only down for 40 seconds or so. This is Capo, away by Jamie Carragher. Well, after 2 draws and 2 performances, they started to question and doubt Liverpool. You get the feeling that those doubters will be around again.
Well, I think any time that you drop points at home, I think questions are always asked. I think what you have to say, give credit to Birmingham. I think they've made it exceedingly hard for Liverpool this afternoon. Liverpool just haven't come up with any answers so far.
Well, there is the clearance by Kedru, and it's on towards Olivier Capo here. Birmingham might even try and sense out a winner. This is McSheffrey. Capo is in the middle. It is towards the Frenchman, Gary O'Connor. We are into time being added on. And the ball by the Scot was sloppy. And Liverpool are drinking in the last chance saloon now. Arbeloa's ball towards Peter Crouch. Good header by Jura, who is probably hands down man of the match today. Not put a head or a foot wrong. O'Connor. Let's have Capo to his left, goes on his own and look for McSheffrey, and he's just too heavy in releasing the former Coventry man. Needs the flick from Crouch, gets the flick from Crouch. Crouch was a little hurried. Got on a reset and wandered downfield.
Well, Birmingham just happy to hit the corners now. They feel as if they've done their job.
Mascherano needs something magical now. Doesn't get it from the Argentine. Frustration etched all over his face.
Yeah, along with like 40-odd thousand like Liverpool fans as well. I think it's been one of these afternoons very frustrating for both players, manager and fans alike. But again, I have to say credit to Steve Bruce and his men. They've come and they've like done a job, made it difficult, and Liverpool just haven't had enough answers, enough opportunities really to break them down.
Well, Liverpool were held, of course, by Chelsea here. Gave Derby County a real battering. Now, well, was it not for the challenge there? With Jamie Carragher, they very nearly could have conceded late on. But perhaps when you pick out the stat that it's 50 games since a 0-0 draw for Birmingham City, perhaps it was just meant to be. And it is a goalless draw. Birmingham City will celebrate. There are a few boos around Anfield. It's celebrations in the away terrace. It was a very, very hard game.
Yeah, a frustrating game for Liverpool. I think we said it, but we touched on it in the first 45 minutes. I think patience was the key. Patience was certainly the key, but all credit to Birmingham, Steve Bruce and his men. They came here with a game plan to flood the midfield, make 5 in the midfield, 1 up front, to make it very difficult for Liverpool to break them down, and they did exactly that. Liverpool just didn't have any answers at all in the first 45 minutes. It was slightly better in the second half. They had a few more chances. I think what was apparent was maybe the partnership of Varane and Cout up front didn't really quite work, and 0-0 probably a fair result.
No way through for Liverpool then. Liverpool